The biggest story in our area of 2016, no question, is the collapse of Chris Christie. The story is Shakespearean in its ironies, its complicated relationships, its shifting loyalties that all resulted in a dramatic political demise. Remember this, Chris Christie? Soon after becoming governor, he became a YouTube sensation, talking tough, taking on unions and out-of-control spending.
And let me tell you something. After you graduate from law school, you conduct yourself like that in the courtroom, your rear end's going to get thrown in jail, idiot.
It was his plain-spoken toughness and his willingness to take on all comers that exploded his notoriety from a YouTube sensation to a mass media star. He was on Saturday Night Live, The Late Show with David Letterman, and all of the Saturday morning news shows. And he quickly became the darling of the Republican Party. There was one moment when he was given a speech at the Reagan Library that was covered by all the networks live, when the crowd begged him to run for president.
We need you. Your country needs you to run for president.
Chris Christie's reluctance to run for president in 2012 should be a lesson to all about how quickly the window of opportunity can slam shut. Christie was the first prominent Republican to endorse Mitt Romney for president in 2012. But when Superstorm Sandy hit the Jersey Shore, Christie changed partners. No, he never did hug President Obama in the literal sense, as is claimed. But verbally, he did, effusively.
I thank the president publicly for that. He has done, as far as I'm concerned, a great job for New Jersey.
Sandy devastated the New Jersey coastline and Mitt Romney's political chances, but not Chris Christie. He emerged from the storm with an approval rating of 80% and became the front runner for the Republicans for president in 2016. That approval rating would plummet from that lofty height. First came Bridgegate, and although investigations cleared Chris Christie, people were suspicious. How could people in Christie's administration who were so loyal to him create a traffic jam to get even with the mayor of Fort Lee, New Jersey, without Christie's blessing? Christie's approval rating started falling fast, and still, he announced he's running for president, and basically camped out in New Hampshire, reminding the people there about how take charge he was as governor when Sandy hit. And then, when a blizzard hit New Jersey in 2016, Christie refused to come home.
I don't know what you expect me to do. You want me to go down there with a mop?
Christie was soundly defeated in New Hampshire and dropped out of the presidential race, and then was the first in line of all of the fallen candidates to cozy up to the front runner, which meant the absentee governor from New Jersey was going to be taking a few more days off to campaign with the Donald. Christie started to reek of political opportunism, and that's when two members of his administration were found guilty in the Bridgegate trial. Christie's former chief of staff, Bridget Kelly, broke down on the stand during the trial, relating how Christie once threw a water bottle at her during a staff meeting. In the eyes of the public, Christie was no longer a media darling. He was a boardroom bully. Chris Christie's near-record approval rating of 80% back in 2012 dropped all the way down to a near-record low of 18% just last week. But he lost more than approval. He lost jobs. He was passed over by the voters for president, and then Donald Trump, who found him too toxic after Bridgegate, passed him over for vice president. He then passed him over for chief of staff, then for secretary of state, attorney general, secretary of homeland security, secretary of energy, and he has been told he will not be chair of the Republican Party. And even when he offered the New Jersey state legislature a pay raise if they would change the state law so he could write a book and get a lucrative advance, they said no. They voted no to a pay raise. So you can add author to the list. He is still the governor, which apparently is the last job he wants, since he tried so hard to get so many other jobs and has spent so much time out of the state. He still has another year. Is a Christie comeback possible in 2017? I don't think so in New Jersey, but he does have friends in high places elsewhere. I'm Larry Menti. Happy New Year. See you again next week.